At 1:13 a.m., the Airbnb owner sent me a message that said, "You should probably stop looking for the cameras now." That was the exact moment I realized we were being watched inside the house, not outside, inside. The trip was supposed to be a reset for me and my girlfriend, Kayla. We'd both been working nonstop for months, so we rented this expensive Airbnb cabin about 40 minutes outside Traverse City, Michigan. The listing looked perfect: modern kitchen, hot tub, huge windows overlooking the woods, and the reviews were almost suspiciously positive. Every single one sounded fake. Perfect, peaceful getaway. Best sleep of my life. 5 stars. Still, the place looked amazing, so we booked 3 nights. I should have trusted my gut the second we pulled into the driveway. The cabin sat completely alone at the end of a dirt road surrounded by trees so thick you could barely see the sky behind them. No neighboring houses, no lights, nothing, just woods. The owner had messaged me earlier that day saying, "Self-check-in only. Please do not disturb the storage room downstairs." At the time, that didn't seem weird. A lot of Airbnbs have locked owner rooms, but when we walked inside, the first thing I noticed was the smell. Not bad exactly, just stale, like the house had been closed up too long. Kayla immediately started exploring while I carried bags upstairs. That's when she yelled, "Babe, this smoke detector is blinking." I walked into the bedroom and saw her pointing at the ceiling. Tiny blue light blinking every few seconds. Smoke detectors do that sometimes, so I didn't think much of it. But Kayla kept staring at it. "You don't think that's weird?" I laughed. "You watch too much TikTok." That should have been the end of it. Instead, things kept getting stranger. About an hour later, while we were unpacking, my phone buzzed. Airbnb message from the owner. "Glad you made it safely. You guys look cozy." I remember staring at the message for a second. Something about the wording felt off. Kayla noticed my face immediately. "What?" I showed her the message. She frowned instantly. "How does he know we're unpacking?" I tried brushing it off. Probably just being friendly. But honestly, my stomach tightened a little. Later that night, we made dinner, watched TV, and tried relaxing. Around midnight, Kayla went upstairs to shower while I stayed on the couch scrolling through YouTube. That's when I noticed the blinking light again. Only this time it wasn't upstairs. It was coming from the bookshelf across the living room. Tiny blue flash. Blink, blink, blink. At first I thought maybe it was a rotor or something hidden behind the books, but when I walked closer, the light disappeared. I moved back. Blink. There it was again, buried inside the shelf facing directly toward the couch. My chest tightened immediately. I reached behind the books and pulled out this tiny black device no bigger than a golf ball. Lens in the center, blue indicator light. Kayla came downstairs right as I turned it over in my hand. "What is that?" I didn't answer right away, because deep down, I already knew. Camera. Kayla looked genuinely terrified. "Tell me that's not what I think it is." I unplugged it from the hidden USB cable behind the shelf. The blue light died instantly. That should have made me feel better. Instead, both our phones buzzed at the exact same time. New Airbnb message from the owner. "Please don't unplug the security equipment." Every hair on my arm stood up. Kayla whispered, "Nope, absolutely not." I messaged him immediately. "Why is there a camera inside the living room?" 3 dots appeared instantly like he'd been waiting. Then, "It's disconnected during guest stays." Lie, complete lie. The light had been active. I typed back, "We're leaving tomorrow." He read the message immediately. No response. For the next hour, the entire mood inside the cabin changed. We checked every room after that. Bedroom, kitchen, bathroom. That's when Kayla found the second one, inside the smoke detector over the bed. And this one was worse because it wasn't hidden very well. It was almost like he wanted us to eventually notice it. Tiny lens staring directly down at the mattress. Kayla started crying immediately. I honestly felt sick. Not angry, violated. Like somebody had been standing in the room watching us the entire time. We unplugged that camera too. Then another message arrived. You shouldn't touch things that don't belong to you. At that point, I called Airbnb support. They told us to document everything and contact police if we felt unsafe. Unsafe? We were trapped in the middle of nowhere at 1 a.m. inside a house owned by some creep secretly recording people. Of course we felt unsafe. I told Kayla we'd leave first thing in the morning, but neither of us wanted to go outside at night because the woods around the cabin were pitch black, no streetlights, no signal half the time, so we locked every door and stayed awake downstairs. That's when we started hearing footsteps overhead, slow, heavy, walking back and forth across the second floor. Kayla grabbed my arm instantly. You heard that right? I nodded slowly. The upstairs should have been empty. We had checked every room ourselves. The footsteps stopped directly above us. Then came a loud thud, like somebody dropping something heavy on the floor. I grabbed the fireplace poker near the couch and started toward the stairs. Kayla begged me not to go. Honestly, I didn't want to, but the thought of somebody else inside that cabin felt even worse. The second I reached the top step, the hallway light turned on by itself. I froze. At the far end of the hallway was the storage room door the owner told us not to open. And for the first time, it was slightly open, just enough to see darkness inside. Then my phone buzzed again. Another message. Please stay downstairs. I swear my entire body went cold, because whoever sent that message knew exactly where I was standing. Kayla started crying downstairs, yelling for me to come back. Then I heard movement inside the storage room, not footsteps, breathing, slow breathing, like somebody standing just behind the cracked doorway. I backed away immediately. The hallway light suddenly shut off. Pitch black. Then came the sound, a quiet voice from inside the room. You already unplugged the downstairs one. I ran. I don't even care admitting that. I sprinted downstairs, grabbed Kayla, and we locked ourselves inside the car. The entire second-floor hallway window overlooked the driveway, and while we sat there trying to decide whether to drive or call police, a light turned on upstairs, the storage room light. Then somebody stepped into the hallway window. Tall figure, dark hoodie, standing completely still watching the car. But the worst part? His face looked familiar, because it matched the tiny profile photo from the Airbnb owner account. Police arrived about 40 minutes later. They searched the property and eventually forced open the storage room. Inside they found recording equipment, monitors, hard drives, hidden camera feeds, hundreds of saved videos from guests, families, couples, children. The owner was gone. No sign of him anywhere. But before police unplugged the monitor system, one officer noticed something strange. One camera feed was still active, live, pointed directly at us sitting inside the police car outside, which means, even after finding 2 cameras, we still never found them all. So let me ask you something. If you found hidden cameras inside your Airbnb at 1 a.m., would you stay until morning or run into the woods? Story 2. At 2:11 a.m., the Airbnb smart speaker whispered my girlfriend's name, not loudly, not like some glitchy Alexa malfunction. It sounded like a real person standing somewhere inside the house trying not to be heard. That was the moment we realized somebody else was staying in the Airbnb with us, and they'd been there the entire weekend. The rental was advertised as a smart luxury home experience. That should have been our first warning. Every room in the house connected to some app. Lights, thermostat, front door lock, security system. Even the blinds opened automatically every morning at sunrise. The owner bragged about all of it in the listing. State-of-the-art smart home. My friend Tyler booked it for his birthday weekend. Just 4 of us. Me, Tyler, his girlfriend Emma, my girlfriend Jess. The place sat outside Gatlinburg, deep in the mountains. Massive modern house built into the side of a hill with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking miles of forest. Honestly, it looked too perfect. When we arrived, soft music was already playing through hidden ceiling speakers. Lights turned on automatically room by room as we walked, and a calm female voice said, "Welcome, guests." Tyler thought it was awesome. Jess didn't. She whispered, "This place feels weird." I laughed it off at first, but the longer we stayed there, the more the house started feeling alive. The first night, things were mostly normal. The smart speaker would randomly activate sometimes. Stuff like, "Command not recognized," even though nobody said anything. Tyler joked the house was haunted. Nobody thought it was funny after the second night. Around midnight, Jess and I were in bed watching videos when every light in the bedroom suddenly dimmed at once. Then the smart speaker beside the TV activated. Blue light glowing. Static crackled softly. Then a man's voice whispered, "She's awake." The speaker shut off immediately after. Jess grabbed my arm so hard it hurt. I sat there frozen, staring at the speaker. Tyler started yelling from downstairs, asking if we heard that too. We went downstairs and found everyone standing in the kitchen looking terrified. Emma said the speaker in their room activated too, except theirs said, "Don't let them go downstairs." Nobody slept much after that. The next morning, Tyler contacted the Airbnb owner. The owner blamed it on a software bug, said previous guests had issues with the voice system before. Then he added, "Please avoid using the lower level after midnight. System maintenance is currently active." That message made my stomach drop, because none of us had mentioned hearing the downstairs warning, meaning the owner somehow already knew. Jess wanted to leave immediately. Tyler didn't. He thought somebody was messing with us remotely through the speakers. Honestly, that explanation made sense, at least at first. Later that night, we were all sitting in the living room drinking when the TV suddenly turned on by itself. Black and white security camera footage filled the screen. Live footage of us sitting in the living room. From above, nobody moved. The camera angle looked like it was mounted somewhere near the ceiling fan. Then words appeared across the TV screen. Lower level motion detected. Tyler stood up instantly, looking around the ceiling. Emma started crying. Then the footage changed. Different camera. Now showing the downstairs hallway. Dark. Empty. Except for one thing. At the far end of the hall, a door slowly creaked open, and someone stepped out. Tall figure, dark hoodie, face hidden. The figure stood there staring directly into the camera. Then the TV shut off. Complete silence. I remember Tyler whispering, "What the hell was that?" Then every light in the house went black. Pitch darkness. Jess screamed immediately. The house suddenly felt freezing. Not emotionally, physically freezing, like the heat shut off instantly. Then the smart speakers throughout the house all activated together. Static, heavy breathing, and a voice whispered through every room simultaneously, "You're not supposed to see him." Emma started hyperventilating. Tyler grabbed his phone flashlight and headed toward the breaker room downstairs. Worst decision we could have made. The lower level hallway smelled damp and moldy. The deeper we walked, the colder it got. At the end of the hall was a heavy metal door slightly open, and behind it, we could hear movement, slow dragging sounds, like furniture scraping concrete. Tyler pushed the door wider. The room beyond wasn't storage, it was another living space. Hidden bedroom, mini fridge, bathroom, security monitors, and sitting on the desk was a half-eaten meal that still looked warm. Jess whispered, "Oh my God." That's when we heard footsteps upstairs. Heavy, running footsteps. Someone moving through the main house above us. Fast. The realization hit all of us at the same time. The figure from the security footage wasn't remote. He was real, and he was still inside the house. Emma started sobbing immediately. Tyler tried calling 911, but none of us had service anymore. Then one of the security monitors flickered on. Live camera feed, showing us standing in the hidden room, all four of us. Another monitor switched on, then another. Every angle of the basement appeared on screen, including one directly behind us, watching the backs of our heads. Jess slowly turned around first, and screamed. The doorway behind us wasn't empty anymore. Someone was standing there, tall, dark hoodie, head tilted slightly sideways, completely silent. I've never seen Tyler scared before that moment, but the second he saw the figure, he literally backed into the wall. The man took one slow step into the room, then smiled, and through the house speakers upstairs, that same whispering voice said, Now you can leave. We ran, all of us, straight through the basement hallway and out the back door into the woods. No bags, no phones except Tyler's. Nothing. We just ran. Police found us nearly 2 miles down the road an hour later, shaking, covered in mud, crying. When officers searched the property, they found the hidden basement apartment exactly where we described it. The security monitors, the hidden camera feeds, the living quarters, everything. But the man was gone. No sign of forced exit, no fingerprints, nothing. The Airbnb owner claimed he knew nothing about the hidden apartment, said the house came with the property when he bought it. Police never proved otherwise. But here's the part that still messes me up. 3 days after we got home, Jess received an email from an anonymous account. No subject line, just one video attachment. The video was 37 minutes long, black and white footage from the hidden basement camera, time-stamped the entire weekend. It showed us sleeping, talking, walking around the house, every room, every moment, including footage from inside the upstairs bedrooms, which means there were way more cameras than we ever found. At the very end of the video, a message appeared across the screen. Thank you for staying with us. So let me ask you something. If your Airbnb smart home started talking to you at night, would you stay long enough to find out who was answering back? The live stream started at exactly 2:03 a.m. No title, no thumbnail, just a black screen and a viewer count that kept climbing higher every second. At first I thought it was some weird glitch on my phone. Then the video faded in, and I saw the hallway. Long, narrow hallway with old yellow wallpaper and flickering lights. At the far end was a woman standing barefoot in pajamas staring directly into the camera. She looked terrified. The stream had over 12,000 people watching live, and nobody in the chat was typing normal things. Every message looked the same. Run, don't go downstairs. He's still there. I remember sitting up in bed thinking it had to be some kind of ARG or horror marketing thing, but something about the woman felt too real. Her hands were shaking, her breathing sounded real, and the fear in her face. You can't fake that kind of fear. Then she whispered, "If anybody can hear this, he locked us inside." The stream froze for half a second. Comments exploded. My username automatically appeared in the live chat even though I never typed anything. Then a new message popped up across the bottom of the screen. Welcome back. I immediately closed the app, or at least I tried to. My phone completely locked up. The stream stayed open. The woman started walking slowly down the hallway carrying the camera with trembling hands. The chat kept moving faster, people typing room numbers, addresses, warnings. Then somebody posted, "He's watching the chat." The woman suddenly stopped walking, like she'd read the comment too. That's when we heard it, heavy footsteps somewhere downstairs, slow, deliberate. The woman covered her mouth trying not to cry, and for the first time, another voice appeared on the live stream, male voice, calm, close. "You weren't supposed to go live." The entire chat exploded instantly. "Leave, run." "Oh my God, he's there." The woman bolted down the hallway and locked herself inside a bathroom. The viewer count jumped to 20,000. I should have stopped watching. Honestly, I wanted to, but I couldn't. It felt like witnessing something real happening in real time. Then the weirdest part happened. A donation alert popped up on screen. Somebody donated $50 with a message attached. "Check the mirror." The woman slowly turned toward the bathroom mirror, and standing behind her in the reflection was a tall man in a black hoodie. Except when she spun around, the bathroom was empty. The chat completely lost it. People started spamming, "He's in the walls." She started crying harder now, barely breathing. Then another donation came through. "Look under the sink." She crouched slowly and opened the cabinet beneath the sink. Inside was a phone duct taped to the plumbing. Still recording, still live streaming. Not her phone, another phone. Someone else had been filming her the entire time from inside the bathroom. I actually felt sick watching that part. Then the stream cut to black again. For about 10 seconds there was only audio. Footsteps, struggling, the woman screaming somewhere in the background, then silence. When the video returned, the hallway camera angle had changed. Now it looked mounted high in the corner ceiling. Security camera angle. The woman was gone. The hallway was empty, except for the man in the hoodie standing directly beneath the camera staring upward. Completely still, the viewer count hit 30,000. And somehow, the chat became even worse. People weren't scared anymore. They were excited, laughing, posting bets, telling him where she might be hiding. That's when I realized something horrifying. This wasn't random. People watch this every night. Then the camera slowly zoomed toward the man's face. And I swear to God, he smiled. My phone buzzed suddenly. Unknown text message. No number attached, just one line. Still watching? I nearly threw my phone across the room. Then another message came through immediately after. Check your front door camera. I froze. Because I actually had a Ring camera outside my apartment. My stomach dropped instantly. I opened the app. At first the porch looked empty, then motion activated and somebody stepped into frame. Tall, black hoodie, standing completely still facing the camera, exactly like the man from the live stream. My entire body went numb. I checked the timestamp. Live. Happening right then. Another text appeared. He likes when people watch until the end. I called police immediately. While waiting for officers, I kept checking the front camera feed. The figure never moved once, just stood there staring into the lens. Then, suddenly, the live stream on my phone changed again by itself. New camera angle, my apartment building hallway, outside my door. The exact same hallway camera my landlord installed months earlier. And standing outside my apartment was the hooded man. Same angle, same moment, which meant somebody had hacked the building cameras too. Then the live stream chat noticed me. Thousands of comments suddenly started tagging my username. He found another one. Don't let him inside. Run. One comment stood out from the rest. Bright red username, Insomniac Live. And beneath it, a pinned message appeared. Subscribe to Insomniac for more archived footage. I remember staring at that line feeling sick. Because below it were links, hundreds of videos, different people, different houses, different live streams, all with massive view counts, like this had been happening for years. Then the doorbell rang. Not knocking, not pounding, just one calm ring. I looked through the peephole. Nothing there. But when I looked down, there was a phone sitting on the floor outside my apartment. Screen glowing. Live stream still active. The title finally appeared for the first time. You are now live. That's when all the lights in my apartment shut off, complete darkness. And from somewhere inside my kitchen, I heard a voice whisper, "Don't end the stream." Police arrived 7 minutes later. They searched my apartment. Nobody inside, nobody outside. Nothing on the security footage except static during the exact 7-minute window. But the phone outside my door was real, and when detectives unlocked it, they found dozens of archived live streams saved inside. Different victims, different homes, different cities, all ending the exact same way, static, screaming, then silence. The police took the phone as evidence. But here's the part I still can't explain. 3 nights later, I got another notification from that same live stream app. The account had gone live again. New title, new victim, and at the bottom of the screen, the viewer count already said 18,442 watching. So let me ask you something. If a live stream showed somebody outside your house in real time, would you stop watching or keep waiting to see what happened next?